Dude, I told Steve this before the show. I went to a retro game store because like I'm trying to build out a retro gaming room, right? And I'm like, I want to get all the games from my childhood. And they had a version of Tarzan for the PlayStation 1. Okay? Amazing game. Probably a shitty game, but amazing game.
Yeah, that nostalgia.
$65 for that shit.
$65.
You can buy it on eBay, in box, in the case with the manual for like $20. I'm like, I'm not spending $65 for you to overcharge me for a Tarzan game. You must be out your mind.
Out your mind. $60. It's probably like some type of collectible or some shit like that. So that's what
I can't think of a PS1 game that I would pay $65 for.
Me neither. Yeah, not
I
even
can think of PS2 games.
Yeah.
Like I might pay $65 for a like in-box new still wrapped Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah, that Simpsons Hit and Run, probably a Spyro game. Yeah,
There was no good Spyro games on the PlayStation 1. Or I'm sorry, the 2. The PlayStation 1 has Spyro and Ripto's Rage, and whatever the third one was. I didn't really care for the third one. But there's no good Spyro games on the PS2.
Yeah?
Name one.
I just remember playing Spyro, bro.
You played it on a PS1, bro.
I probably did play it on PS1.
Your memory is going, dude. Anyway, welcome to the Weekly Dump, your number one source for number two political commentary. My name is Jovan Bradley, your friendly leftist ragamuffin. Joined, as always, by my co-host, Volcy.
What's going on, y'all? It's Volcy, liberal political scum. I said liberal political scum. Leftist scum.
Liberal!
Your favorite leftist commie scum, y'all. As always, free Haiti, free Palestine, and fuck ICE.
It is another Monday here in the studio, Studio B. We are joined, like we are every Monday, with producer Steve and technical director Chris. Director of photography Jonathan is out this week. We miss him dearly. R.I.P. my boy. He's not dead. He's just not here, so he's dead to me. That's a joke. I might cut that. I might not. Volcy, how have you been this week, friend?
It has been a week, work schedule changes and everything, and I'm in a master's program, so I had like 3 essays due. So it's been one of those weeks, man. It's been one of those weeks, and lots of news. So I want to definitely get into it. How about you, bro?
I've been good. I've just been chilling all week, dude. I've been. We'll probably cut this, but low key, I can't move on till I say it. Say masters again.
Master's degree.
Yo, you say masters like we back on the plantation. You said a master's degree? That took me out. I thought I heard it, and I was like, say masters again. Master's degree.
I probably did.
You said I got that master's. You degreeing to be a master? That's crazy. No, my week's been good. I do the same shit every week. It's just debate, edit videos. Debate, edit videos.
Yeah.
Debate, watch for this one. Edit videos.
Yeah.
So it's been chill. I finally hit 70K on YouTube.
Oh yeah, like clap it up, y'all, clap it up.
I'm getting so close to that silver play button, man. So close. I want that button.
It's coming.
I want to have that button. But no, it's another week. Actually, some shit happened this week in the news. So whoa. Well, last week we were sitting there praying for something to go down. Too much might have happened this week.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of shit happened.
We do have a lot to talk about today. We're going to get into Trump and his tariffs in the Supreme Court. We're going to get into the BAFTAs. We've got a bunch to talk about.
Lots.
Before we do, I just want to remind everybody, hey, if you're watching right now, maybe hit that subscribe button. Listen, I know that we might just show up in your feed, but you don't understand the power of the subscribe button. Helps the channel a lot. Helps us a lot. Comment on this video. Feed the algorithm monster, okay? Also, do me a favor and hit that like button. All of those things go to help support and grow the channel so we can continue to make wonderful leftist content for you. Let's get into the first story. So, in a decision that shocked literally nobody, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that Trump's tariffs, not legal. At least under the IEEPA, which is I'm going to say it wrong, the Emergency Purgency Plurgency Act of something. Fuck it, I'm looking at my notes. It was under the Emergency Powers Act. So the Emergency Powers Law, which gives the ability to regulate, right? It broadly gives presidents power to regulate. But Trump took that as, I'm going to do some tariffs.
Yeah, I can do whatever the hell I want. And that's not the way it works, buddy.
Not the way it works. Now, the Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that, Don the leprechaun. You can't do this, Mr. Trump. And he said, bet I'm going to use now a different statute and impose 15% tariffs globally for at least 150 days.
This man is so stupid, bro.
So there were 3 dissenting voices in the Supreme Court. Take a guess who they were.
Yeah, we know Kavanaugh.
Nailed it.
What's the game? Uncle Thomas.
Uncle Thomas is crazy, but like you're so accurate.
It's accurate.
Yeah. It. I should just keep my notes in front of me. But yeah. It was Thomas, Alito, and Kavanaugh. And Kavanaugh even said in his opinion that like, hey, there's other ways Trump can do this.
Yeah.
Which some people are now arguing is like him giving legal advice, which the Supreme Court is not technically allowed to do. But now Trump responded, like I said, with going, let's just up the tariffs. Let's up the tariffs to 15% globally on everything. We're going to watch. I have pulled up just his press conference after the decision, what Trump said. So let's take a look really quickly.
The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs is deeply disappointing, and I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed, for not having the courage to do what's right for our country. The Democrats on the court are thrilled, but they will automatically vote no. They're an automatic no, just like in Congress. They're an automatic no. They're against anything that makes America strong, healthy, and great again. They also are a, frankly, disgrace to our nation, those justices. They're an automatic no, no matter how good a case you have. It's a no.
Something to keep in mind, and we'll finish this. One of his Supreme Court picks voted no. Yeah. It was like one of his own people.
One of his own picks.
Like who was it? It was Barrett, right? Amy Coney Barrett is the woman that he put in his first term. Voted no. It's not about, and this is the thing with Trump. It's not about whether it's legal or not. It's was it a slight to me?
Yeah, exactly.
But you can't knock their loyalty. It's one thing you can do with some of our people. Others think they're being politically correct, which has happened before far too often with certain members of this court, and it's happened so often with this court. What a shame. Having to do with voting in particular, when in fact they're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats, and not that this should have anything at all to do with it. They're very unpatriotic and disloyal to our Constitution. You
literally, it's a legal part of the Constitution for you to impose. The Constitution lays out who gets to impose tax.
Yeah.
It's not you.
It's not you, it's the Congress. It's
Congress. So
power of the purse, my friend. It's so incredible to me that not just Trump, but just his sycophants, his fans, the MAGAs right now. It's like it's so incredible to me that these were the same people who were talking about following the Constitution, who are all gung-ho on, just like how we said the first time, don't tread on me, all this other stuff, being low-tax people, and they're all about raising taxes now. It's
They've
insane.
never been constitutional. You got to remember, they want if they can skirt past it, they will. They don't give a shit about the Constitution. He clearly doesn't give a shit about the Constitution. I mean, it's insane to me. It's wild that he's saying they're unconstitutional when the Constitution lays out which branch of government can impose taxes, and it's not you.
It's not you.
It is not you. You psychopath. Now, the big thing, right, is now that he's imposed the 15%, he's doing it under what was the new act he's doing? It's not the IEEPA. It is. Am I just dumb?
It's on the last page.
Oh, thank you, producer Steve. Thank you, producer Steve. Thank you so much. Yes, here it is. Well, you didn't put which statute. I don't remember. It's not important. So now in his response, he goes, let's impose a 15% tariff worldwide, which is stupid as shit. I think there's some things that are exempt from it, but like for the most part, everything is getting tariffed.
Yeah.
Terrible idea. We already know from a study done by the Tax Foundation and by Yale, I think is who did the other one, is that the tariffs have cost Americans between $1,000 and $1,700 this year. It's cost the average American family. That's a lot of fucking money for people who are poor, people who are low middle class.
It is.
It's a lot of fucking money. So,
1974 Trade Act. Let's see for these 2 sections.
the 1974 Trade Act. That's the one he did. Thank you, Steve. So now the 15% tariffs you've done, they only last for 150 days. And then Congress votes, which is going to line up right with midterms.
Right, or midterms,
I think that's about 100 days before midterms. Midterms are about 250 days away, give or take. So it now becomes a game of cat and mouse for the election.
Yeah, basically.
So I don't know.
Is that really a smart thing to do, though, Trump? Because they're already, really behind when it comes to the midterms. They're getting all the special elections right now. Republicans are getting spanked everywhere. Yeah, I mean, so if you're gonna go ahead and impose another tax, and we see the prices go up yet again, for 100 days, and then 100 days before the midterms, the prices go down because the tariffs are over. People are gonna be looking at like, yo, maybe the tariffs didn't work.
You think the prices are going to go down when the tariffs stop?
Oh, yeah.
You
true.
think these corporations are going to lower the price? No, they're just going to say, now we get extra.
Now we get extra.
Because you have one of the craziest things is now there's talk about a possible reimbursement. Because if the tax that he imposed on these people was illegal, which the Supreme Court has determined, that means that them paying that tax was illegal. They need to get refunded for that.
Yeah.
And who's going to get that refund? It's not the consumer who
gonna be
overpaid
businesses.
for a product. It's going to be the importer who paid the tariff.
Yeah.
So these companies are now going to double dip.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to get extra money for you after they've raised prices, and they're going to get money for the tariffs.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and you know who gets fucked?
Us. No lube either. I mean, you could at least warned us, right?
Treat me to dinner first before you fuck me this hard, Donald Trump. And he's just it's just a baby. It's just a child lashing out, saying, "Oh, I can't play with the toy now. Nobody can play with the toy."
Exactly. And the thing is, like, I saw this. I was either one your debates or another where there was like, these tariffs make absolutely no sense because the goal of it is supposed to have like products built here in America for us to buy American. But a lot of these things he's putting tariffs on, we don't have it here in America. There's no supply chain for it. And the supply chain is going to take, 15 years, I think, for it to get built? You're not going to be president anymore.
I read a stat. I'll never remember where it was from. But yeah, that in order to compensate for the supply chains that we're going to lose and the manufacturing we're going to lose, and in order to build the infrastructure in the U.S. to handle it, it could take upwards of 15 to 20 years. And like you said, who gets the fucking short stick? It's the worker. It's the person who's actually trying to afford, everything has gone up. Groceries have gone up. Electricity has gone up. Consumer goods has gone up. Everything is rising in price.
Everything.
And for a group of people who really love to talk about how much everything was expensive under Biden, they don't seem to give a shit when it's under Trump. Because, and say it with me, chat, MAGA don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about themselves. They don't care about their fellow person. They just care about fucking over the brown people.
That's really it. That's really it. As long as people that they don't like gets hurt, they're fine with it, even if they're getting hurt themselves. Yeah, I mean, who said it? Was it Lyndon B. Johnson or Lee Atwater? It was one of them who said it. He said, if you make the poorest white man feel that he's better than the richest black man, he will empty out his pockets for you. And that's exactly what they done.
Lee Atwater in the Southern Strategy. He's the dude. He's the dude that said that, like, listen, we don't care that our policies hurt white people as long as they hurt black people more.
Yeah,
He said it verbatim. He's like, I don't give a shit. If the policies hurt black people more than white people, I'm sold.
I'm sold.
And that's
Sold.
all of these do. We have to remember that. Like, you have to look at who is the lowest on the rung, right? And technically, it's not black people. Technically, that would be indigenous Americans are like the lowest on the ladder of like the social hierarchy.
Yeah.
But like everyone's gonna get shafted, except those corporations who are triple dipping, double dipping, quadruple dipping. They're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be all right.
Walmart gonna be fine. Amazon gonna be fine. Your little mom and pop shop who sells Labubus as well as like designer weaves, they ain't gonna be fine.
They ain't gonna be fine. Yeah.
And
And we
we
have
see-
to raise those prices.
Small businesses are like closing at like record speed right now.
Oh, yeah.
Now, granted, we have a lot of small businesses opening too. I think there are record numbers of small businesses opening. But you have to remember, most small business filings with like the what is the
SBA?
SBA? Yeah. Most of those small business filings are not even like stores. They're like people that are like technically, I think drop shippers is the biggest small business. Well, restaurants might still be the biggest, but drop shippers I think are like the second small business, like LLC filings.
Yeah, yeah.
So like it's gonna be your shops. We are gonna see an issue with restaurants closing because the cost of food is going up. Like I love to watch Business Insider because they do like these big pieces on restaurants, and they were talking about buffets and how buffets have like all but closed except for a few. And this one buffet was talking about how the price within a year of like a pound of meat has gone up so much.
Wow.
And it's because we now have to outsource
Outsource.
our beef to what is it, Argentina? I think where we're getting our beef from now, because our farms are closing at record speed.
Yeah, exactly the same. A lot of those farmers, faffled, and now they're paying the price for it. I saw like lots of it's like almost every single week I'm seeing a video from some farmer talking about, my workers are all gone. The Americans don't want to work. Yeah, no shit. We've been saying this for a very long time, y'all. Like, listen, as much as we don't like undocumented people or new immigrants getting taken advantage of, it's a fact of our reality that Americans do not want to do those jobs. That's a fact of our reality. And we need to figure out how to balance this out, because I don't like that undocumented and immigrants here on work visas get shafted and taken advantage of. You know what I mean?
But the problem is that they don't give. I'm so sick of the fake outrage though from like the right, because I'll debate immigration, and they'll be like, "Well, you guys just want to exploit those workers." I'm like, bro, you don't. If you cared about exploitation, you'd be worried about the businesses doing it. You wouldn't be worried about the person coming over here.
Exactly.
Because they can't afford. Because they need money to like feed their family. You wouldn't care about them. You'd care about the business that's paying them pennies on the dollar.
Exactly something that I told a debater I had last week. I said, like, listen, I understand the entire thing about they took our jobs or whatever. Like, yeah, sure, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be upset at them of people trying to live a life better. You know what I mean? They come from areas where they're threatened with violence. They want to live a better life. I'm not gonna be mad at them. Be mad at the company that's hiring them over everybody else. And not only that, hiring them at way cheaper prices, getting away with not paying those taxes and everything like that. Be mad at those people.
Please tell me you saw this clip of Kelly Osbourne from The View from like, God, how long ago was this? This was his first term. This was 10 years ago.
Holy
so this
shit.
was in his first term, where she's like, "Who's gonna be cleaning your toilets, Donald Trump?" Yo, it's so. Hold on, we need to watch this. This is so funny.
God.
This
Oh my
season, you've
God,
got places to go,
ads.
Fucking
people
ads.
to
I gotta
see,
after
and things
after
to
this,
do.
I gotta log into my non-ad
For flu and COVID-19.
ads.
In fairness, you have a very good point, though. There are a lot of Latinos here in this country that do agree that the immigration problem is a problem, and it does need to be addressed, and it does need to be fixed.
Interesting.
But making those comments, those racist comments, do not help.
And
if you kick
every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm saying that
There's more jobs to be
in LA, they always,
but they don't. are not only the only people
I didn't mean it
doing
like that. Come on.
Yo, she saw headlights. She saw the headlights.
Oof, yeah. Oof. That was a gaffety gaff.
The
Oof.
way everyone was silent, and she was so proud of herself for a second too. Then who's gonna be cleaning your toilets?
Oof. Oof. That's yeah, that's a gaffety gaff.
God. But yeah,
so bad.
I just think the bigger issue is we need to actually be focused on like how we make sure that like undocumented immigrants, people who are here, who are trying to work, have a legal pathway to working so that they can actually earn a proper living for themselves. Not that anyone's earning a proper living because, you know.
Yeah. Because we're not tying minimum wage to the cost of inflation. And yeah, but yeah, it's exactly like the thing is that at the end of the day, we all want people to live within dignity, right? And have a path of citizenship for people. And there are people who, are going to be working farms or something like that. But I ain't gonna lie, like if these companies, these agribusinesses would offer, benefits, would offer a good wage, sure, you'll get Americans wanting to work for you. There's a lot of people who don't care about picking carrots. You know what I'm saying? But like if you're going to be offering shit and then you're going to be taking advantage of people who just want to live better lives and paying them $10 an hour, no one's gonna want to do that. Be mad at the businesses, y'all. That's my point. Be mad at the businesses who are taking advantage of us, not the people who want to live better lives.
I don't know if you ever saw it. Did you ever see that video of the farm? This dude like lost a bunch of workers, and because crops need to be picked, he was like, I just have to give my food away to people. He's like, to his town. He was like, just if you want to come and get, I think it might have been lettuce. It was something. He's like, if you guys just come, whatever you pick, you can keep. Because otherwise I have to throw, it all gets trashed. Because if it's not picked within the next like couple of days, it's fucked.
Yeah, it's done.
And he's like, what am I supposed to do? This is all this money that I'm losing. We're at record farm bankruptcies right now.
Farm bankruptcy, yep.
Like, even if you want to say, yeah, absolutely, undocumented immigrants need to be paid fair. Absolutely, I agree with you. But like, this idea that mass deportation is working is so stupid. It's destroying systems. And look, I know some people are accelerationists. They're like, maybe the systems need to be destroyed because those systems are built on exploitation.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like we've been saying, maybe just pay them. I don't know. It's just a fucking wild thought, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe pay them and there won't be an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
But we've seen, I mean, I haven't seen many people defending Trump in his like tariff decision, and you've seen there are so many people who've gone so much against him. Fucking Nick Fuentes, who was biggest Trump champion on the planet, had fucking dinner with him and Kanye West.
Nick fucking Fuentes.
Nick,
bro.
If you date a girl, you're gay. Fuentes literally was telling his audience, don't vote.
Just don't vote. Yeah.
Don't vote is crazy coming from the right.
That's insane. Like it's getting to a point where I'm like, yo, was Nick Fuentes a psyop this entire time?
No, he's a Nazi.
He's a Nazi. Yeah.
No,
what the fuck?
He's just a Nazi. It's just Trump isn't Nazi enough for Nick Fuentes.
Oh, okay.
That's
there we
his
go.
issue. His issue is Trump is not right enough for him. Like he thinks Trump should not be working with Jewish people in Israel. So he doesn't like Trump. That's why like somebody called me the other day and was like, yeah, I hate Netanyahu. I hate Israel. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, we probably don't hate him for the same reasons.
Yeah, we don't.
I hate him because he's a genocidal maniac.
You hate him.
Sound like you hate him because he's a Jew.
Because he's Jewish. Exactly.
Those are two vastly different things, my friends.
Exactly. Because a bad person is a bad person, no matter what they think of, if they're, if they think they're magic or not. But like, bad person's a bad person. You know what I mean?
Think they're magic or not? But yeah, no, it's just people are mad. People are mad. They're angry. And speaking of being angry, we have a new segment on the show. So we're going to toss it over to producer Steve for the first installment of Hey America, You Should Be Pissed. Take it away, Steve.
Hey America, I'm pissed off. You should be pissed too. Buckle the fuck up, because we're going to Denmark. So you know Denmark, regularly ranked one of the happiest places to live, 7th most democratic country on earth, one of the most transparent governments on the planet. That Denmark. You know, if there's one place you'd think everything is okay, it's Denmark, right? Right? Fucking wrong. So it turns out Palantir Technologies, the data analytics company co-founded by everyone's favorite anti-democratic ragamuffin Peter Thiel, has been quietly embedding itself into all of Denmark's public services. That's police, that's military, that's intelligence infrastructure for years. You heard that right, literal fucking years. One of those programs is called Palantir. This is the name of Palantir's platform for the Danish National Police. It's a customized version of Palantir's Gotham system. That's what's being used on us right now. So let me explain how this shit works. Palantir connects 12 separate police and non-police databases in order to track things like National Motor Vehicle Registry, the National Photo Registry, Interpol, police case handling systems, and a lot more, okay? These are 12 different rivers of citizen data all flowing into one single platform. Every image, every home address, every police record of every citizen in Denmark, all searchable, all cross-referenced, and all analyzed through Palantir's AI system. Now, I'm sure to the freedom-loving conservatives that are listening, it sounds pretty darn efficient, right? Yeah, but efficient for what? And for whom? Researchers in Denmark that have tried to get full transparency from Palantir through open government requests have not been able to. And when authorities were asked to comment, the police, the intelligence service, and the Minister of Justice all pointed to a response from 2021 and essentially said, "We already addressed this. Kindly go yodel fuck yourselves." And for the liberals listening, don't think that your side is in the clear either. While the Palantir contract in Denmark was signed in 2016 under a center-right government, the Social Democrats and their center-left party, who took power in 2019, didn't end it. And, it's 2026, and we're still fucking talking about it. You should be fucking pissed. Now, Denmark is run by a grand coalition of both parties, and the current Minister of Justice, Social Democrat Peter Hummelgaard, is the one refusing to comment. So it doesn't matter who the Danish people vote for. Palantir's here to stay, and that's the whole point. That's how infrastructure works. You don't have to win the election if you are the system. You don't need a party to back you up if you're so deeply ingrained in the way government works that it becomes impossible to work without you. And if you want to know absolutely anything about the company, you can't. Because all of its data is hidden behind smoke and mirrors, right? Most academic studies on the company have to rely entirely on publicly available sources because Palantir just won't open up to researchers. The few documents that have been pried loose through litigation come back almost entirely redacted, or through the psychotic CEO Alex Karp forgetting there's a camera in the room.
I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts who tried to screw us.
Yeah, that's who's running the back end of Danish law enforcement. Motherfucking fentanyl-laced piss drone guy. And we keep seeing this shit happen over and over again. In the United States, for example, Palantir built the case management software system for ICE. This is the same system that agents use to find, track, and deport people. In 2017, ICE used the exact same system to target the families of unaccompanied migrant children. Children who crossed the border alone, scared. And when their parents or relatives came forward to claim them, ICE used Palantir software to run background checks and arrest the sponsors. They used children as fucking bait to deport people. 443 people were arrested, only 35 of them for actual criminal activity. The rest were just parents trying to get their kids back. You should be fucking pissed. Why aren't we fucking pissed? In cities like New Orleans, Palantir's predictive policing tools created what researchers called a racist feedback loop. The system, fed on historically biased police data, started flagging the same over-policed communities, sent in more cops, generated more data, lather, racist, repeat. And in LA, they literally gave people chronic offender scores, and then sent cops to knock on their door. To get off this list, you had to have 0 police contact, which is kinda hard, when they kept sending police to their fucking house. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I would have had 0 police contact, but Officer Johnson needed to borrow some fucking sugar for his goddamn snickerdoodles. Now, New Orleans and LA both eventually banned predictive policing policies. But by then, the damage was done. The data, already in the system, ready to be launched wherever and whenever. And if you think this is just hyperbole, if you're sitting there thinking, oh, this could never get that bad, you guys, it couldn't possibly go that far, pause this fucking video, go to Google right now, type in CCOT, you know, El Salvador's mega prison. This is the place with reports of torture, no educational programs, no recreational activity, no fucking mattresses on the beds, 30 people to a cell, lights that never turn off, CCOT. El Salvador's justice minister has said that prisoners will never return to their communities. And the surveillance tech inside, over 600 cameras, biometric scanners, facial recognition. It's Peter Thiel's wet dream. And the US has been shipping deportees there for months. People with no serious criminal convictions or charges. That's what the end of this fucked up road looks like. The data pipeline that starts with a chronic offender score in LA and ends with a shaved head and a concrete slab in Tekaluka. Denmark and the US ain't the only ones. Oh no. This shit is spread across Europe like it's on a backpacking trip with daddy's money and no return ticket. Last year, the Dutch Minister of Justice publicly confirmed that police departments in the Netherlands had been running Palantir software since 2011. That's 14 fucking years ago. Exposed not by any oversight body, but by a journalist using freedom of information laws. And when the documents finally came out, they were even more redacted than the Trumpstein files, which is really saying something, because at least we got a few names out of that. But with this Palantir shit, we got a few prepositions and a logo. I'm not kidding, look it the fuck up. And in Germany, multiple states like Bavaria and the North Rhine are using Palantir's Gotham for law enforcement. Even though the German federal government said 9 and stopped using Palantir tools back in 2023, but some states like Bavaria heard 9 more contracts. Please. And in the UK, Palantir secured a massive contract to build what they call the Federated Data Platform for the National Health Service. Britain's health data is going to be managed by a company co-founded by a guy who once wrote, and this is a direct quote, okay, we've covered it on the show before. I no longer believe that freedom and democracy are compatible. That's Peter Thiel. You should be fucking pissed! And then in April of last year, NATO awarded Palantir a contract for something called the Maven Smart System. It's an AI-powered battlefield command program for intelligence fusion targeting and what they call accelerated decision-making. The Pentagon has already handed Palantir $480 million for this same system. Okay, so let me just recap the shopping list here. We've got police, we've got military, we've got intelligence services, healthcare systems, immigration, and now the entire Western military alliance, run by one company, that's run by psychotic, anti-democratic billionaire pedophiles. This is dark enlightenment praxis. This is what we've been warning you about. When Palantir embeds itself into the police infrastructure of a democratic country, when it becomes the operating system through which law enforcement sees its own citizens, democracy is going to be destroyed. And I'm not even just being overly worried, okay? That's their overt plan. That's what they want to do. Whittle down democracy until there's nothing left but a God King CEO. This is not a company that's winning contracts because it has good software or better products. Palantir's becoming the operating system of Western state power, built and controlled by the people who stated plainly, they don't believe you should have self-determination. Our future's almost certainly techno-slavery. And most people on this goddamn planet have no idea it's happening, and no one is talking about putting a stop to this. So yeah, y'all should be fucking pissed.
And that was our new segment. You should be pissed. Yo, if...
Oh.
It's moving the papers. Let me start again.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just fucking with you. So that was You Should Be Pissed, and that was producer Steve. I hope you guys liked that. If you liked that segment, why don't you go hit a comment and tell Steve good job, right? Say good job, Steve. We want more. If you didn't like it, why didn't you like it? We tried. We tried really hard. Anyway, thank you so much, Steve. Hey, just a reminder, if you're still this far into watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It'll be right here. You'll see a big subscribe button right here. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification button. I think YouTube still has a notification button. I should know this. I'm a YouTuber, but I don't. Hit the notification button so you get notified when we drop videos here on the Weekly Dump. We are actually going to be dropping the first episode of Season 2 of Critical Mass with Jovan Bradley, which is the podcast, coming in the next week or two. So get ready, get SETI, and be here. Anyway, I'm going to pass it on over to Volcy, who is going to introduce our next segment. Volcy, take it away.
All right, y'all. So we're in the next segment now, and just this past weekend, or I think yesterday, was the BAFTA Awards, film awards, for people to come in and get awarded for their nice and great films that they've made. Great event. Lovely event, right? So Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan were up there for presenting an award. Unfortunately, John Davidson, I believe that's his name, he's a Tourette's activist, and he has a special form of Tourette's. The one that was made fun of. I'm pretty sure if y'all grew up in the early 2000s, you saw Deuce Bigalow, Mel Gigolo, and that scene where the where the girl is just shouting obscenities all the time. Of course, that's a little bit ableist, but he has that type of Tourette's. Now, it's not that dramatic, of course. That it doesn't happen that way, but it does cause you to utter things in inappropriate times. And this inappropriate time was extremely inappropriate because you had two black men up there. One is a legendary actor, Delroy Lindo. He's an all-star. Shout out to Prim. But of course, during this time where they're presenting this award, Davidson utters or shouts out the N-word, the hard R N-word. And of course, this was shocking to everyone who was there. He, of course, said other things, like shut up or shut the fuck up, bullshit, at certain times that were not appropriate. And he voluntarily left. He wasn't asked to leave. He voluntarily left. But that part right there, shouting the hard R N-word while two black men are on stage, legendary actors and giants in their field, of course set off a firestorm. Fire! A complete and total firestorm. And
before you, just off of that information alone, we'll get into the people's responses. Volcy, are people blowing this out of proportion?
Whew, man, this is a hard one. Man.
You think? Oh, it's not hard for me at all.
Me, man, I'm like, that's the N-word, bro. Like, no, man.
I disagree.
You think
this might be our first disagreement on the show. Yeah, no, I think it's being blown so out of proportion.
You think so?
Part of Tourette's is you say things that you know you shouldn't. Like, your brain is trying to fight these. We all have intrusive thoughts, right? How many times you've been driving down the road like, what if I just swerved?
Yeah.
Like, what if I just swerved? Fuck it. What if I like you've been sitting in like a silent library and like, yo, if I just had a borrera, I could go blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Nobody could stop me. But these are intrusive thoughts. You stop yourself and you're like, well, that was stupid, and you move on. Somebody with Tourette's, when one of those thoughts pops in, they physically can't suppress it. It's like trying to hold in a sneeze. It hurts you. And then you have a larger tick. And partly, the only reason I know some of this is I watched his movie.
Yeah.
I watched, well before the BAFTAs happened, I had watched, I think it's called, no, I watched the, I Swear is the one. I watched I Swear. Phenomenal. Not as good as Sinners. Phenomenal, though. And it's part of what they talk about in the movie is how when these thoughts come in, you're like in the movie, there's a character that he loves who has cancer. So he keeps saying, you're going to die of cancer. You're going to die of cancer. You're going to die of cancer. He doesn't want to say these things. Tourette's does not, because part of the response, Jamie Foxx was like, this is what he wanted to say. This was his, I don't remember. I think we have the quote written down if you want to pull it up and give us the exact quote. But like, no, that's not the case. So my feeling is, should he apologize? Yes. Just like if I sneezed on you, I should say sorry.
Apologize, yeah.
Do I think people are blowing it out of proportion? Yes.
Yeah.
Does it suck two black men, both at like career highs at the moment, like got called that on national TV? Absolutely. They didn't need to be called it on national TV. And we'll get into that.
That's what I want to get into. But that's the part that I'm actually more upset about.
Okay, so then you talk about that then. Talk about that.
So when it comes to whether people are blown out of proportion, what I was going to say is that I get the anger, right? I do get the anger because it's something that was used against us to dehumanize us. But just like how you said, he does have a condition that causes this to happen. You know what I mean? We got to at least try to come to an understanding about that. Just like how you were saying, someone sneezes on you, they're going to apologize. You can't all the time hold in a sneeze. It doesn't happen, right? So, like, I do get people being upset. I get y'all being upset, y'all. Just try to understand that this is a condition that this does happen. That's just the case. Now, from what I'm seeing from what a lot of black people were saying, right? The reason why it's not just because of history, but I saw someone speak about this before. She's a nurse. I was talking to my wife's a nurse too, right? But a lot of nurses were saying this online. They were like, whenever a patient has like dementia or something like that, they have dementia. They a lot of times can't remember how to tie their shoes. They can't remember, you know, who their son was, but they can't remember the racism. You know, they can't remember the racism.
So true.
So it's
true.
that's why when it's a situation like this, a lot of times, a lot of black folks are gonna view it with a lot of skepticism. You know what I mean? Because it's like you remember how to say that though. You know, so it's that's why they said they don't trust it. I get that, y'all. I do understand that. But try to understand that this is a condition, just like how Jovan said, that causes people to say things that they don't want to say. That is true.
Stuff they know
they
is
shouldn't
wrong.
say.
Like
they know it's
literally.
wrong. Yeah. Now, of course, I think he already apologized and everything like that. But the most important part is that pissed me off is just like how you're saying, when these things are so-called live, they're not actually live. There's like a 10-second delay, like a 5-second delay.
Yeah, not even 10 seconds. Producer Steve just said it from the booth. There was a 2-hour, like they had the time to edit this. They fully could have edited out
and
this moment. And they edited stuff out of the event. Somebody had said it during their speech, Free Palestine.
Yeah.
And that magically disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So you have two black men who, and these things are so heavily produced. So it was a conscious decision to put these two black men who already went through this in front of an audience to now have to go through it on a worldwide stage.
Exactly.
When it could have been a moment where you stopped and you said, "Hey, this just happened. Let's just go again. Can you guys just give this again? We'll make sure John doesn't say anything this time. Can we just give it again so that this moment isn't about this?" So it can actually be about, because what award were they giving? Exactly. Who won that award? Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what was more important at the BAFTAs? Fucking Paddington was there. But no one's talking about the fact that Paddington was there. They all just want to talk about this. And it overshadows the work that these two do. It overshadows the work that, sorry, what was his name again? I watched his whole movie, John Davidson, yeah. John Davidson. It overshadows his work. He's been huge as an advocate in the Tourette's community for years. So it overshadows the work that he's done. It overshadows I'm gonna fucking
Delroy
say
Lindo?
Delroy Lindo. I always say his name wrong. And Michael B. Jordan. It overshadows their work. It overshadows everything because it now becomes about the slur. So now you have two black men whose entire night isn't about what they might have achieved or accomplished.
It's about getting slurred.
It's about getting slurred.
Yeah, and that's the part I'm actually saying that right there is what we should be more upset about. They had time to edit that out, and they didn't. That right there is what we should be more mad about. I get being mad about getting called the N-word, but I am understanding about his condition, so I'm not gonna do that. But that right there, not editing it out and making it just like how you said, all about that was a decision. That was a decision. You know what I mean? And just like how we were talking about before, y'all, let's chill the ableism. No, he didn't mean it, y'all. He didn't mean it. He doesn't need to be kept in the house. Stop all that. Stop all that. Stop all that, please.
Now, I will say, I don't know if it happened before or after in the night, but salt on the wound was then Michael B. Jordan losing Best Actor to the guy that played John Davidson in the movie, I swear. He lost Best Actor to him, which is which I'm going to be honest, having seen both movies, I might have given it to him too.
Yeah.
Having seen, and Sinners was my favorite movie of last year. But I swear is really fucking good.
I haven't seen it. I'm
like mind-blowingly good. Like I was shocked how much I like that movie.
I'm gonna check it out.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. This is on the BAFTAs. This is on the producers. And I didn't like, so Alan Cumming hosted. I didn't like his apology when he came back, because he sort of apologized to the audience for having to hear it, and I'm like, no, I do think the apology should be centered on the two black men, right? Because it is an unfortunate truth that like he wouldn't have said that word. He wouldn't have called them that word if they weren't black.
They weren't black, yeah.
It's just the nature of it. Again, I don't blame the man with Tourette's.
Yeah.
Right? If you know about Tourette's, blaming him is stupid.
Yeah.
right? I don't blame somebody who has a disability where they have muscle spasms, right? I don't blame, like, one of his, at least if the movie is accurate, one of his tics is he throws his arm out.
Yeah.
Like, literally does this. He's punched people in the face because it's just a tic he has. It's not his fault. I actually think the whole sneeze bit is something in the movie somebody says about him. It's like, you wouldn't blame somebody for sneezing like this is a sneeze. But yeah, no, you're right. It's on the BAFTAs. The way the BAFTAs handled this were to sensationalize it, to leave it in. They could have at least bleeped it out.
Yeah, they could.
You could have bleeped the word out. The word was not bleeped out. At least what I watched, which I think was a feed of the event.
Yeah,
the word was not bleeped.
It wasn't bleeped out.
So,
yeah, man. So that was a decision. I think it was a conscious decision, and the producers. I'm looking at more on the producers for this racial aspect, because why did y'all leave that? You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure if he said something a slur against like a woman or someone who's Jewish, that would have been cut out. I mean, I'm like, so it's, I don't know about BAFTAs. I'm thinking about it more.
And I mean, he yelled a lot of stuff. Like, he yelled out a lot during the event.
Yeah, he did.
But like, he deserves to be there. I mean, it's unfortunate that his disability does cause him to do this, but that doesn't mean now exclude him. I saw a comment on TikTok where someone was like, well, why didn't they just give him a private viewing room? I'm like, so you want to segregate people with disabilities?
Yeah.
Like, what? This is so stupid. Like, maybe just tell people in the audience, hey, we have someone in the audience who has Tourette's. You may hear, and maybe this is something they should have said at the start of the event, like hey, you may hear somebody yelling obscenities. Whoopee. You're an adult.
You're an adult. Yeah, exactly.
Take it and move on. So, but that was the BAFTA incident. So shout out to the BAFTAs and their fucking
bad producing.
Hope we never get nominated.
Yeah, we might get nominated for Streamies. I know that. Would you go to the Streamer Award?
No. Fuck, do I want an award for? If they were like, here's your award for best streamer, I would be like, what the fuck is it? Best streamer? Homie, I sit in front of a computer and shove chips in my mouth while I yell at bigots. Don't award me. Fuck. God, golly.
Yeah, you go award I Show Speed because he does amazing shit going over to Africa. His Africa stream was actually pretty good.
Dude, do you remember original I Show Speed? Like, before he started doing what he's doing, I actually like the stuff he's doing now. It's actually interesting. Like, but do you remember I Show Speed from before, when he would do backflips in his room?
Yeah.
Like, I still think of him as the kid who went crazy during those Minecraft streams with Kai Cenat. And now he's like, I'm going to other countries and I'm going to show you the food and the local cuisine. And I'm like, I would fuck with a I Show Speed Anthony Bourdain style travel series.
I would.
I kind of would.
Yeah. That would be dope. You know, I'm glad that he's grown up from the time where he was like, who's going to stop me? That was crazy. That was crazy. All right. So in other news, we have a representative from California, from Los Angeles, Representative Lou. So we've been talking about this all season, and it's just going to keep on going and going and going until something is done, because we are not angry enough, people. Representative Lou, which Jovan's going to play the video in a second, talked about, again, the E-files, the Epstein files, and all the PDF files who have yet to be arrested, especially our commander-in-chief. Let's go ahead and cue up this video and see what Representative Lou had to say.
So why are Republicans so interested in Bill and Hillary Clinton? It's because they're trying to distract from the fact that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times. In those files, there's highly disturbing allegations of Donald Trump raping children, of Donald Trump threatening to kill children. So I encourage your press to go look at these allegations, and I'm highly disturbed that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just got the law wrong. Yesterday, he said, essentially, that it is not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that's actually not correct. If Jeffrey Epstein was human trafficking minors for these sex parties, and you show up and patronize the establishment at that party, yes, you're guilty, because patronizing is part of the law, of the federal sex trafficking law. So Deputy General Todd Blanche just got that wrong, which maybe explains why they aren't investigating all these folks, including Donald Trump. He needs to read the law and investigate these people. He also needs to resign, not only for not knowing the law, but a massive, not only screw up, but the biggest privacy violation in history. They release a lot of pictures of minors unredacted, just violated the privacy of these girls. It is uncalled for what they did. The one thing that they could not do under this law was to invade the privacy of these women now who were girls at the time who were victims of sex trafficking. Also, he met with Ghislaine Maxwell, moved her to a minimum security prison, and then got a puppy for her. So for all those reasons, he's just got to leave the Department of Justice.
Is that puppy shit is true?
Yeah, he got the bitch a puppy.
That's true. Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's a goddamn puppy.
Dude, did you see all those people freaking out over the AI Ghislaine Maxwell video?
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet, but I did hear about it.
Oh my god, there's a video of somebody like walking up to someone on the street and going, Ghislaine, is that you, Ghislaine?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody used deep fake to make it Ghislaine's face on this woman, and people believe it. And I'm like, dude, we can't be this deep down the AI rabbit hole that y'all can't tell anymore.
Yeah, we can't tell anymore. Y'all.
I've only ever been caught, I think, once by an AI video. One time where it took me a second watch before it clicked that it was AI. But what? It got her a puppy? What the fuck?
It's because AI always gets physics wrong. You know, things disappear for some reason. But yeah, it's insane. It's like every single week, things with the Epstein files get worse and worse and worse. We knew that Donald Trump was mentioned, but he's mentioned in thousands of them being with children in a way that you shouldn't be with children.
Well, so we do need to put our skeptic hats on. They're allegations.
There are allegations,
right? Like most of the things about him with children come from people alleging it in like FBI calls or calls to police or whatever. Now, I believe he should be investigated for it, and I fully believe this administration, this FBI, has not investigated him for it.
Not.
Because we know that he tried to redact his shit.
Yeah. And we like the FBI is not. I think the reason why that is because there was a quote that was misattributed to someone. She said, "Oh, it will topple out our entire."
We talked about this.
Yeah,
we talked about this. What, last week?
Last week,
we mentioned we had thought the quote was attributed to Pam Bondi, and it wasn't.
It wasn't Pam Bondi. Yeah, but like it was a social media thing that was going around. But I really do think that the FBI and the CIA is really thinking this is like if we investigate the president for these heinous crimes, it will topple our entire system, our entire government.
I like the Clintons throwing out the challenge, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's funny as shit. Both Clintons going like, so open up an investigation.
Open it up.
Do it.
Go ahead.
Take us to court. You won't. No balls. And like, look, could I believe Bill Clinton's in the files? Like, could I believe that he did shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
What's like, but the fact of the matter is, I hate this rhetoric going around from the right where we dropped the files, our heavily redacted one, and they go, well, now Trump's been cleared, guys. Look, he's cleared. I'm like, what the fuck? How much cocaine did you snort?
You know what's...
it wasn't a small amount.
It wasn't a small amount. You know what's hilarious? Because I'm still on Facebook, right? Because I'm an old guy. But on Facebook, you can still find those memes of saying, oh, Trump is in the Epstein files for exposing Epstein. No, the fuck he is.
Yeah, Pam Bondi parroted that claim at her hearing on the files, where she was like, the files prove that he's the one who ratted out the police. And like, no, the files prove that he kept partying with Epstein for like 10 years before he said anything.
Yeah.
And even then, it's real tenuous at best whether he actually said something.
Said something to them. Exactly.
The files more so show that he got mad that Epstein was pulling girls out of Mar-a-Lago, and he was mad about that. That's more what the files show, which is weird.
Weird.
Because why are you hiring underage girls to work at Mar-a-Lago, Trump?
Weird. Ugh.
At the end of the day, bro, just investigate. We should know every perpetrator that's in those files.
Exactly.
And we didn't talk about it, but we didn't. I don't think Steve got notes about it. Don't pull up the computer yet. I'll see if I can find it. They arrested.
Prince Andrew.
Was it Andrew?
Or former Prince Andrew.
Ex-British ambassador to U.S. Pete Mendelsohn. Oh no, that was Pete Mendelsohn. But there's ex-Prince Andrew was arrested. Let me see if I can pull up the actual an actual source on it. Here it is. Former Prince Andrew arrest. Ooh, I moved the whole table. Why every time we talk about Epstein, something happens with our furniture? God damn.
It's a curse, bro.
It's his fucking ghost, dude.
This is.
Former Prince Andrew arrested following Epstein files revelation. So at least the UK said, nah.
Nah, we gonna do something about this.
Nah.
Don't matter if you royalty. Well, they stripped his royal title anyway, but still. Like, it don't matter if you royalty. It don't matter if you know, part of the inbred crew.
It's part of the inbred crew. Crazy. I don't know, dude. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating watching this shit happen time and time and time again. We just see that these billionaire pedophiles will defend each other and do anything they can to not only A, continue fucking kids, but B, continue to make sure that their friends get to fuck kids.
Yeah, exactly. And what's crazy about this, I'm going to say this every single time it's up. Those Epstein files are not full of drag queens, y'all. Y'all lied to me, Republicans and conservatives. Y'all told me they was after the kids. Fuck Trump. Fuck Peter Thiel. Fuck Curtis Yarvin and all those other billionaires. Fuck Bezos. Fuck them all. They're the ones who was always out there touching and diddling kids. Not your local drag queens reading stories about dragons and shit to kindergartners. That wasn't them.
All right, that's been our show for the week. This has been The Weekly Dump, episode, I think we're on episode 5. Episode 5, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. Remember, again, like, comment, subscribe, share. Send this video out to somebody you know and love, or even somebody you hate. Either. We'll take it. I hope you guys enjoyed our new segment. If you liked our new segment, America, You Should Be Pissed with producer Steve, let us know in the comments. What else should we be pissed about? This has been a fun episode. Volcy, thank you again for joining me like always.
Always, I appreciate it. And like always, y'all, go ahead and follow me on everything VolcyThoughts. And as always, free Palestine, free Haiti, fuck ICE.
Everybody, thank you for watching. Producer Steve, technical director Chris, thank you guys so much. We will be back next week for more Weekly Dump shenanigans. I've been Jovan Bradley. We still don't have an outro. See ya.
Peace.